Hello and welcome to BitNote with David Collins. As you may have noticed, our intro music was a little different, and that's because this is a special episode to celebrate, with absolutely no financial assistance or help from Sega, the release of Sonic Generations. I'm playing a full Sonic music episode here. Yep, music just from Sonic games. It's always been a favourite series of mine, and here's some of the music from the games that I loved. Now, why don't we start this off with music released from the first Sonic the Hedgehog video game, Sonic the Hedgehog, released for the Mega Drive back in 1991. Well, technically that intro music we just played was from that game, but let's play some level music. This is one of my favourite tracks. That is definitely my favourite level music from the first Sonic game. And apparently someone agrees with me, because for Sonic Adventure 2, when they were releasing the 10th anniversary special and had a compilation music CD of music from various Sonic games, that was one of the tracks they included. Sonic the Hedgehog was, of course, the game that started it all off. I mean, it was very unusual in some respects. Sega were trying to come up with a mascot that would beat Nintendo, their competitor's mascot, Mario. And normally when someone tries to, create a competing product, like take the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I mean, that were hugely popular, and people tried to come up with competitors like Street Sharks or Biker Mice from Mars. Now, there are like countless different examples, and normally the knockoffs are nearly always inferior quality, or they're never successful, or don't last as long as the original. Sonic, boy, was that ever the exception. I mean, I think its success lied in the fact that he was similar to Mario in some ways, but utterly different in others. I mean, yes, you were still a platform character and jumping around, but Mario was bland, while Sonic had personality. Mario kind of fiddled about, while Sonic just spun across and went through loop-the-loops. Mario just can be difficult at times, and Sonic games tend to be fairly easy. But the point is, they just took the basics of have a platform game with a mascot, and they just went with it. The actual origin, or how Sonic was developed, is a little muddled. There definitely was a competition, and there were a couple of competing designs, including one involving a character that was basically a caricature of Theodore Roosevelt, American president. Obviously, that was far too silly to have you control him, so they just used the character to develop the main bad guy of the series, Eggman, or Dr. Robotnik. He's apparently known as Eggman in Japan, based off of a Beatles album, so, I forget the exact lyrics of that Beatles song, but something about being Walrus and Eggman or something. But, that's how things started. There was a competition. There was Yuji Nako, who helped program the original game, while Naoto Oshima came up with the original character design of Sonic the Hedgehog. It went through quite a few revisions. There were some real surrealist sketches, and they had even an idea of picking up and throwing objects at some stage. But in the end, the video game hit, and it became a worldwide phenomenon. Ironically, it's kind of funny. I mean, the game was developed in Japan, it was targeted towards Americans, yet Europe seems to be the one who loves Sonic the most, so funny how that sort of thing works out. Anyway, the original Sonic game was just fun and speed. You'd run across the landscapes. The levels were so surreal. You could jump and spin into a ball, and as long as you were in a ball, anything you touched would be just destroyed. There was fun. The levels were handmade, and beautiful, beautiful music. The music I just played was by Masato Nakamura, and he was from the band Dreams Come True, which was actually not that popular when the game was made, but become hugely popular since. For instance, they did music for Sleepless in Seattle, the movie. Funny thing, it was a Dreams Come True concert where Sonic was first shown to the world. He was just thrown around on posters around the area, and people had no idea what it was or what a phenomenon it would be. But Sonic has always had a special relationship with music all through the times. And that was music, and even through the early Mega Drive games, Michael Jackson actually had some influence in some of the Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. Well, Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. They were kind of one project that split into two games. But there have been so many people involved in various music of Sonic games. And, well, I'm going to just switch you over just to another style of music. There's a lot of great music just like the one I've played. But what I'm going to play right now is a bit of an aberration from that sort of music. I'm sorry I have to skip on ahead. There's just so much to cover. I could talk about the gameplay more, what it felt to speed, the styles, the characters, the cartoons even. But I am running really low on time, and I think I'll just skip right to some rather infamous music. Don't worry, it's not Sega Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm not going to be playing anything from that, but take a listen anyway.
Keep the dream alive, where everything is free.
That was Living in the City by Richard Jacques. I talked about him before. He did the Headhunter theme. He's a great composer at Sega, with vocals by TJ Davis. That's from the video game Sonic Or and by Sega and Traveler's Tales. And boy, I mean, that is actually a very good game. I mean, not everyone like it. Normally, it's a spin-off, basically. You see, Sonic games are normally platformers. You run, you jump, you spin, you break up bandits, hurrah, hurrah. But Sonic moves very fast, so it's kind of inevitable, and it's kind of happened in more ways than once over his career, that he gets thrown into an actual racing game. Sonic War is good because it's racing, but rather with the boring racing, you know, where you're driving a car and you have to make the right turns and brake. Sonic just goes all out. I mean, you jump up platforms. It's got an interesting... It's if you're playing it like it's a normal, like you're just doing a 3D platformer, it won't work. But just playing it like a racing game, you have fun. You can jump, you have power ups, and there's so many shortcuts and so many like loop the loops and crazy amount of crazy levels. They just make everything fun about it. That's one of the things I like about Sonic Core. It's not too worried about precision. It's just about you having fun, getting power ups, collecting rings, collecting Chaos Emeralds, and taking shortcuts as always helps you out. The music of that is fairly infamous. The reason is, you just heard a song, maybe you liked it. There are a couple of other songs like that, maybe you'll like those too. The problem is that these songs are played as level music. Now, there's nothing wrong with having vocals in a level. I mean, you know, you might play through a level and you'll have someone singing in the background, that's fine. But this is racing games, so you'll be desperately trying to go to first place, and that song will be playing in the background. What's more is that you'll probably lose the race the first few times, and you'll have to keep playing over the level to get it faster and faster and get whatever bonuses you missed. I mean, this is a racing game. It's not like you blaze through it once and you finish. This is something where you have to keep getting a better score or better time, and every single time you play it, one of those songs plays. Yeah. I could like it though, but maybe that's just a version of Stockholm Syndrome, or maybe because I like really, really cheesy music. Honestly, I think it's the latter. Sonic has been in many spin-offs. Any successful video game character or franchise always has spin-offs. And while I would like to talk to you in depth about those, I think I'm going to switch over to the next song. What I've just played you is Sunset Park Act 3 music by Yayoi Wachi from Sonic Triple Trouble from the Game Gear platform. You see, Sonic games broke out on the Sega Mega Drive, but they also got ported to Sega's handheld portable, the Game Gear. It was kind of their answer to the Game Boy. obviously wasn't quite as successful, but still a lot of good games got developed for it, and a lot of them were developed by Aspect Co., including that one. I've skipped to what I think is my favourite Game Gear game, Sonic Triple Trouble, and my favourite piece of music from that game, Sunset Park Act 3. It was a fun game, even though a lot of the Game Gears didn't have the power to give you the full experience of a lot of the Mega Drive, I think Triple Trouble came the most to having it fun, and you could even have Tails fly around in a submarine, so it was a great game in my book. Now, in the early 90s, obviously Sonic exploded. There was the games, there was the cartoon series, there was, like I said, you had great music, you had a lot of different things. But unfortunately, after the early 90s and into the mid-90s, Sonic hit its first dark age. You see, Sega was trying to, after the success of the Mega Drive, Sega tried to make their next big console. And they failed. They actually had 3 different attempts. 2 of them were ways of just plugging into the existing Mega Drive, and one of them was the Sega Saturn. And they tried to release a new Sonic game for it, Sonic Extreme, but that was canned for many, many reasons. Largely terrible management, and if anyone knows of the Matrix style of management, just ask them, is giving each worker 2 separate bosses to be accountable for really a good way to manage a project? But long story short, it was kind of funny. I mean, you were buoyed up for a few years on Sonic and how awesome and all these great games, and you loved playing it, and every time there seemed to be another Sonic game on the horizon, and then it seemed like Sega were fading and people were just saying they weren't going to make a comeback. Well, they did, actually. It was short-lived, 2 years to be exact, but it was the comeback. It was the best way to go out on. The Sega Dreamcast. Sega's last major console. Sega's last platform. And when the Sega Dreamcast first came out, they of course needed a Sonic game that could deliver. Now, a few criticisms were leveled against Sonic Adventure, but damn it, it was a good game. It brought back the characters, it had fun things, and a lot of the gameplay was great. And of course, music. Let's play one of my favourite tracks from that game, Tails' theme, Believe in Myself.
I just go about wishing I wanna be strong. I really wanna be trusted.
Sonic Adventure. I mean, it was the first full 3D game. It was an experience. You'd been waiting for Sonic for so long, and this game came out, and you could do so much. Fly biplanes, meet up with characters. There was voice acting, full 3D. I mean, all the sort of stuff you take for granted these days in video games. And it was just really bringing Sonic to life, and just a lot of fun stages, a lot of great environments. That music was by... vocals were by Karen Brake, and it was actually the music of Sonic was composed by Jun Senoue of Crush 40, and Crush 40 were to have a big influence on, well, to work with a lot of the Sonic music of the next few years. In fact, they also worked with the music of the next game, Sonic Adventure 2, and I'm going to play a piece of music from the first Sonic stage of that game, with vocals by Poley and Tony Harnell. Boy, Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. Great hits for the Dreamcast. Sonic Adventure 2 was released just as the Dreamcast was, well, let's just say it was released in 2001, and that's the same year that they announced that Sega would be going platform agnostic, which meant they wouldn't be developing just for their own consoles. And that was the last Sega console. The games were fun because they brought Sonic into the third dimension, but at the same time, I think they also defined a lot of how Sonic would be for 3D, and not a lot of, unfortunately, I think sometimes the wrong lessons were learned. Over the years, Sonic kind of entered another slight dark age with Sonic Heroes, which wasn't quite as good, and then the quality of games went down for several years. It didn't help that there were a bunch of spin-offs that maybe didn't have as much care and attention put into them. But recently, I think there was one game that kind of made up for it, that really, Sonic Unleashed wasn't too bad, and then there was Sonic Colors, which really tried to make up just to make Sonic fun again. And now, right about now, we have Sonic Generations being released. So I think Sonic is got some good times ahead. Actually, Sonic Generations is interesting. Not only is it just another Sonic game that they've actually put a lot of effort into, and they really want to be good, but it actually contains a mix. It's actually a tribute to all the Sonics that have happened before. You get to play as the modern version of Sonic, 3D Sonic, and also the classic 2D version of Sonic. So it's a great way to combine fans of the old classic games and of the newer, more modern 3D games. And consider that different people may have grown up during different eras, it's pretty much a good move. just like I've done with this show with play tribute to the history of Sonic, so apparently does that game, and I've yet to play it, but I am looking forward to it. Despite everything, there were some Sonic games released recently. In fact, one of the most recent ones, Sonic Colors, that was a lot of fun. And it was that fun partially because they just, I don't know. I mean, what is fun? What makes a game good and what makes a game bad? Games aren't objectively good or bad. You can't put them into a machine and determine the quality. A game is judged by the reaction it has in other people, about the experience they have when they play it. And I don't know about anyone else, but when I played Sonic Colors, I had a good experience. And hopefully will with Sonic Generations. But to finish off the show, I'm going to play the intro to Sonic Colors. Just to show that they're always, no matter how troublesome things can get or how bad a game series can get, there are always good times ahead. The music is by Reach for the Stars, Tomoya Ohtani, who's got a huge amount of Sonic music cred, and Jean-Paul Makhlouf. Now, the game's who's actually also of an American band, Cash Cash. Now, the music itself is a bit cheesy, so I'll probably be fading off soon because I've just about run out of time. But hey, let's just at least enjoy its sentiment. This is David Collins with BitNote. Thank you for listening and celebrating Sonic's 20th anniversary.